But I remember standing up at the water tower and just looking down, and my business was down there as well, and you know, knowing it was impacted, knowing home was impacted. Again, the uncertainty of like this isn't a normal high river flood where we pitch in and clean up, you know, a few dozen homes. This was catastrophic. Whether you actually had a house that took on water or not, everybody was drastically affected with the evacuation and everything else, and the uncertainty of where we're headed from there. And you know, and then once we got back into town, the load of work of cleaning up that mess is enormous, of course, and it took years and years and years just to get the houses back in, and you know, all the work we were doing in the meantime with mitigation. It wasn't just the day of the flood that had impacts on everybody. It was the recovery chaos that ensued with construction and rebuilding, and that, you know, that was probably 5-6 years afterwards. So it was a constant thing for years after that disaster. You know, the mood of the community is definitely optimistic, and you know, everybody sees that we're, you know, the mitigation you're looking at, you know, we are now the most well-protected community in Canada from flood risk. So that was our goal day one for the new council, and was to make sure our safety and security was taken care of, number one. So, and we've achieved that far beyond what we even thought we'd be able to achieve. So with that brings the optimism that people know that their homes and lives and investments are safe. So that's where that comes from. But at the same time, this time of year, and yeah, we're doing well. It's a drought June this year, but normally we're getting a lot of rain and stuff, and there's still a lot of effects that has on people in town, because if you were involved in it in this town, you don't ever forget it. You just deal with it differently, and that's the thing now. Was springtime, it's a nervous time for people, but this year we're so far fairly fortunate.